Face it, folks, you have to have faith to get by in this world. And in Elden Ring, faith is the single greatest asset you can have, because with high levels of faith, you have access to the best incantations the game has to offer. And whenever I want to test out a new weapon, spell, or incantation, I come here, to the secluded cell in Stormvale Castle to see this common troll I call Charlie. Come on, you bum, turn around and say hello, why don't you? Yeah, he's an ornery fellow, isn't he? He drops absolutely nothing of value. His purpose in life is to die to me. But he's a beefy fellow, and a good measure to see just how powerful any incantation or weapon will be. So in this video, I'm going to showcase the absolute best incantations in Elden Ring using Charlie here as my guinea pig. This is new game +5, and I'm at 65 faith on a level 290 character. But whatever your level, if you can meet the requirements for these babies, you will absolutely destroy every enemy in the game like I'm about to destroy Charlie here. Let's start with the Frenzied Burst. This incantation can be buffed with that ugly black dumpling hood, the Frenzied Flame Seal, and the Aged One's Exaltation Talisman from the DLC, among other things. This is the SWAT sniper rifle of the game. Extremely long range, exceptional damage. I don't care much for the screaming and groaning each time you cast it, but man, it just torches everything. Sorry, Charlie. I sure hope you don't feel any pain. Unendurable Frenzy. Well, the first word here is unendurable for a reason. Just look at this damage. It melts whatever is standing in front of you. Keeps killing until you run out of mana. Just listen to that sizzle. Dragon Maul is one of those incantations you don't hear much about, but just listen to that roar and look at that maw. It's too much for anything to handle, really, and breaks stances like dry pasta. Chews things up and spits them out. It's a loud massacre. I like how my blood just splatters on the concrete stairs. If that were really my blood, I'd be pretty worried. But what every living thing in this world should be worried about is fire. Everything burns in Elden Ring, even the fire giant who eats, breathes, and plays with fire for a living can be burned to death. And this incantation with the silly name Burn O Flame is like the fiery apocalypse in the Book of Revelations. It's a risky incantation to pull off sometimes, but very effective. Another fire incantation with an even sillier name, Giant's Flame Take Thee. Wow, that's just terrible. But man, oh man, is this thing a powder keg of total destruction. It sounds and feels just like you're holding a blast furnace in your fist. This tiny little ball of black flame is very underrated. You can take this thing to the very end of the game and it never stops being effective. It slowly eats away at whatever it touches for very little FP. Perhaps the best incantation in the entire game. If they made a more powerful version, it would break the game. The only thing better than fire is a serpent that hurls fire. This DLC incantation comes with terrific tracking. It rarely misses once you send it and very FP efficient. You can just spam this thing and forget about it. Charlie here can't even see straight. Look at him. It's not even fair, really. Take this anywhere and you'll be fine. Look at old Charlie reaching out for mercy. Sorry, Charlie. Mercy's in short supply in this world. Triple Rings of Light has exactly what the name implies. 3 rings of light that act like buzz saws flying through space, ripping everything caught inside its holy blades to shreds. It just shreds and shreds and shreds. Please, dear Lord, if you're up there in the sky like everyone says you are, please make this available to me in real life as soon as possible. There are so many people I want to use this on. This Dragon Lightning Strike is ideal for big fellas like Charlie. It makes you feel like Nikola Tesla using this. What a guy. Too bad he went crazy there in the end. But genius comes with a heavy price sometimes. And this incantation leaves nothing but burnt corpses after the storm. And if Charlie were standing in a puddle of water now, he'd have a jolly old time frying like Ted Bundy did in Florida when he went away forever. The Knight's lightning strike literally turns you into Zeus. It looks so cool, and the sound of it rushing off to kill things is simply delicious. I really hope Charlie can't feel this, but even if he could, I suppose it's just part of his job and he'd be used to this type of abuse. I feel better already. Frozen Lightning Spear. Hardly anyone talks about this incantation, but look at the damage you get for so little FP cost. And that pretty blue color certainly makes killing an arty affair. Just look at that damage. It casts a wide swath of icy death that melts things. It puts our good friend Charlie on ice in no time at all. You had to beat that unbeatable Melania to get Scarlet Aeonia, but I gotta say, it's worth the hassle for the destruction it causes. Sure, it takes a long time to cast, and yes, you will probably be hit while you're doing it, but let me tell you, there is nothing, and I mean nothing in this game that will not eventually succumb to this incantation. The slow drip of death is always just a matter of time. I've beaten every DLC boss in the game with this incantation. Use it, it works. I just love that leap of faith you take when you launch it. And it's hands down the most beautiful incantation ever conceived. The roar of Rugala seems a bit underwhelming at first. But look at this. I'm not even wearing the roar medallion, and this is what it does. It's Elden Ring's version of Karen mode. You can shout down anything within earshot of this ear-splitting Ursine sonar blast. Sound waves can actually be used in real life as a weapon. Smaller human enemies just fly off like litter in the wind. It's kind of therapeutic to just get it all off your chest. Stone of Gank is a chore to get, but it's fast, it's heavy. Watch how quickly a few stones bring Charlie to his knees so I can show him some love. For just 15 FP per pop, you become a human boulder machine gun. It's like those beanbag guns cops use to subdue prisoners and crazy people holding machetes and whatnot. These two patsies here are just a nuisance. This whole exercise would be so much easier if they went away and gave Charlie and I some quality alone time. The golden arcs are not to be confused with everyone's favorite golden arches. Best fries on the entire planet. But these little golden missiles are as close to a laser gun as you get in the game. Just keep your distance and unleash holy mayhem on knees, heads, torsos, everything. Everybody's got to bend the knee to the big guy eventually. It's immensely satisfying to spray holy plasma around like a garden sprinkler. The multi-layered ring of light is just a marvel to behold. It's a throwable chainsaw blade of holy light that grinds into the body and soul and just sucks all the sin right out of every sentient being. For good, too. Deadly and holy, just like God. Black Blade is a sinister piece of holiness that helps to quickly slice into health bars in an acrobatic burst of bright red colors and cool whizzing sounds. I'm pretty sure Charlie actually feels this pain. It must be horrific. He's dying to get his hands on me. I know the feeling, pal. I'm irresistible. Anywho, here is what I believe to be the absolute best incantation in the entire game and DLC. Pest Thread Spears is the industrial strength pesticide that nothing in this game can survive. You know how powerful it is when you get hit by them from those giant flea-like grasshopper things that use them. The closest thing to real life these threads remind me of are nematocyst jellyfish harpoon cells. The threads consist of harpoons that destroy whatever they hit, and the tracking is superb. The best incantation ever devised. There is nothing that can live through this assault. It's all but guaranteed to kill the Elden Beast every single time. This is the one indispensable incantation in any proper faith build. With so many ways to buff and supersize their power, you don't really need a real weapon to win. All you need is a seal, a few choice incantations, and a whole lot of faith. And some good armor, and also a strong shield, talisman, and crystal tears, and maybe some body buffs. Oh, and some luck too. I want to thank our common troll Charlie for being nice enough to let me use him in this cruel but fun way. He's okay. He was made for exploitation, just like all of us, I guess. Someone's always using someone else for gain or pleasure. It's enough to piss anybody off. I hear you, Charlie. I hear you. Thanks for watching. Keep the faith, and let me hear from you down below.